Hey everyone, and welcome to another edition of the live streams, or the Crisis live streams, or Crisis on Infinite live streams. I don't even know what you could use, to be completely honest. But welcome everyone that's coming in. Hopefully you're all having a good. Is that live? That live chat is correctly proportioned today, unlike yesterday's stream where it was zoomed into hell. But welcome everyone to the stream. Hopefully you're having a good. I guess for most of you it'd be good evening or good night, but some of you might be around in my time zone, and it might be good morning. So hello everyone that's coming in. Just read out some names. We have L, Izesti, a Batman fan, Sinister Sand, Paper Top, Will Stephenson, Night Zapper, and Teen Titans fan series. That's an interesting name. Dad, is that you? Hopefully not, because I don't want any commitments like that as of yet. But welcome everyone that's coming into the chat. Got a decent amount to talk about, mainly because yesterday was probably like the most divisive episode. I know there's only been 2 episodes, but I know yesterday was much more divisive in regards to what people thought of it than the first episode. I think the first episode most people agreed on it, and then maybe disagree with some of like maybe like the minor things, whether they agree with it, or they thought they were negatives. But yesterday, a lot of the scenes and how they were interpreted were very different by different people. So I'm interested to see what everyone thought about them. But yeah, obviously, I was going to say, throughout the stream, try not to be an idiot in the chat. No one likes an idiot, so you'll just get timed out. Or after, like, I guess pretty much one warning, you'll just get the old mute and you won't be able to talk in the stream. I think ever again. That's a threat. And you look like you got no sleep. No, it looks like I just woke up. That's pretty much the best way to put it. I'm one of those people that always looks like I'm sleepy until I've been awake for about a couple of hours. And also I had a shower just then, so maybe I'm not gonna lie, I got soap in my this eye. It might be a bit red because I was an idiot and got soap in it. So yeah. What's everyone saying in the stream? Paige is the best YouTuber. I will not deny those claims. I will actually soak them up, because who doesn't like some ego boosting? I am idot. I don't know if that's meant to say idiot, but yeah, I was going to say. So yeah, don't be an idiot in the live chat. As I said, no one likes an idiot. If you want to get your question or comment 100% read out, you can. Am I doing this right? You can go click that thing over there. I'm blocking the mic, which is the super chat. So down in the text is like a little icon thing which I've circled. You click that, you can super chat. You get your question 100% answered or your comment 100% read out. And then you can become a member by clicking that, and you click it and it'll tell you everything. I'm not going to bother saying it, because what's in there when you click it will explain it much better than I will right now while I'm rambling. But yeah, welcome everyone that's still coming in. We got 2 super chats already. Hassan with the $2, nice beard. Thank you. I don't really think it's that good. I'm probably going to shave it. The thing is, I don't really like having facial hair, but I also hate shaving. So it's sort of like, oh, I'm stuck in a hard situation here. But I can deal with it because I know I don't look terrible with it. So I'm not one of those people that has gets like a really dodgy mustache. I can actually sort of grow it, so I'm not too concerned about it. But yeah, thank you for that, for the compliment anyway, Hassan. Gary with the $5. Do you think Flash will ever go to 13 episodes, or are they always going to stay at 20? That'd be dumb to go to 13 episodes, because they make so much money, it's not even funny. Wow, there's some rhyming poet, and I didn't even know it. Yeah, they make too much money. They would never drop to 13. Like, you drop to 13 if you get enough views to stay on, but you aren't making enough money from ads. And also the new format that the Flash has, I don't know why anyone would want it to drop to 13, where they have 2 villains each season. That makes it amazing. Why wouldn't you want a longer season when you pretty much get 2 seasons in one? Or at least 1.5 seasons in each one. So, yeah. To give you a reference, season 1 and 2 of The Flash both made $1 billion in profit. So, well, maybe not profit. Well, maybe season 1 did, but season 2 still made $1 billion in ads. I don't know about the other seasons. I haven't really looked into it, but season 1 and 2 of The Flash made $1 billion. Like, so you know how like a movie will make, like Joker made $1 billion. The Flash season 1 and 2 made $1 billion. Yes, I know it's over 23 episodes, but for TV, that's ridiculous. Especially for the budget that the show has. Just let me look at the chat. What's the deal with Accelerator Man? I wish I knew. I wish I knew what was the deal with Accelerator Man, but We'll never. Maybe surprise cameo in Crisis. What happened? Did Earth 19 get destroyed? Has that been revealed? Yeah, he might show up. $10. Jaden. Eric didn't like the Batman storyline today's episode, but I thought it was pretty good. I think we could have gotten a bit more, but otherwise it was good. How did you feel about it? The only thing I didn't like about the Batman thing was that they had Kate accidentally kill. I think that was a bit like accidentally kill Bruce. I don't think that was needed. I think that was unnecessary. Outside of that, I thought it was very well done because they pretty much showed a completely different Batman than what we've seen in live action, at least, which is this Batman that goes too far. Like, this is what happens when Batman goes too far. And I thought they showed that really well. Like, I agree with you that they could have been more, and I think if they showed more, then everyone would understand that a bit better. But that storyline with Batman works. My only issue is the whole Kate killing him. I don't think that was needed. I think that was unnecessary. And once again, I saw people complaining about that, and I knew it would cause complaints because the whole thing with Batwoman is like, oh, they're trying to replace Batman with Batwoman. And then they have her that. And then obviously the whole Paragon line was like, it's the Bat of the future and everything like that. So my only issue was the fact that she killed him. I know it was accidental. I think it was unnecessary. But the actual storyline was good. They showed this different Batman. Pretty much the way to look at it, you know how the whole thing with like Ben Affleck's Batman killing and Batman v Superman, this is what would happen if that kept going. And he just got worse. He just got used to killing. And then obviously killing his villains and stuff like that. I thought it was really well done. But I agree with you where they could have shown a bit more of it. Just let me look through the chat. Have you seen the most recent episode of Black Lightning? Yeah, I watched it about an hour after I uploaded my review yesterday. It was good. It was very good. But I love like the Crisis tie-ins. I thought they really Black Lightning had the most Crisis-centric episode in its normal season than any of the shows. But it needed to, because it needed to make sense about how they fold in and everything like that. The biggest, I don't know. I won't spoil it. I won't spoil necessarily what happens, but because the episode will explain it. The episode will explain it, so I won't spoil it now. But I don't know what they're going to do going forward. Like, I mean, that's the thing. Black Lightning now, I think, is the show that's the most interesting to see the fallout from Crisis. Like, before, I think it was probably Supergirl and maybe Flash. Oh, actually, all the shows, but Supergirl's probably at the top. But now I think Black Lightning takes that over. So, yeah. Hey, Paige, do you reckon Vibe will come back? It's strange to see him in a costume in the trailer if he doesn't get his powers back. The Monitor, mate, you see it in the promo for this episode from yesterday. He gets like the blue effect on him and he becomes Vibe. So the Monitor does it. I don't understand the whole Smallville complaint. That felt really personal. I love that. Once again, I love that. Like, I watched Smallville from when it started in season 1 all the way till it ended. It was like the only show I ever watched weekly when I was a kid. The thing is, when it was on in Australia, the same night there was Smallville at I think 7:30 or 8. I think it was 7:30. Maybe it was 8. Whatever. 7:30, 8. And then after that was Supernatural. I used to watch Supernatural. I dropped off it because Supernatural started like a bit into Smallville's thing. Like, I think Smallville was like in season, like in the middle of its run when Supernatural started. I think it might be like season 5 or something. Anyway, but when it got to that point, you used to watch Smallville and Supernatural. I dropped off Supernatural, but just used to watch Smallville all the time. So seeing that come back, even the interactions were exactly like the show. So from a person that actually watched Smallville all the way back in the day and has been a fan of it since then, I'm not even the biggest Superman fan, but I really like Smallville. That scene really worked for me. I understand the whole complaint about, well, would he do that when Lex is president and everything like that, and there's still the threats out there. But if he felt comfortable enough doing it, then I think we got to go with it. You know what I mean? I think if that Superman felt it was comfortable enough and that world was comfortable enough to drop his role as Superman, take away his powers and start a family, then we go with it. Just let me get some of these super chats out. Thank you very much for everyone that's super chatting though. Greatly appreciated. I think this is the next one. KC Brotz YT with the $2. How old are you? I am infinite years old. That's the answer. I'll give you a clue. I am 20 something. There's your clue. If anyone can guess it, they get a lollipop. Geek Information with the $3. What did you think about Crisis on Black Lightning? Oh, well, just talked about it, I think. Once again, I think I had the best Crisis tie-in sort of thing. Yeah, because they had to. They sort of had to. They had to constantly keep like this whole multiverse thing. I think it was really cool how they did it. How they show us Earth 1. Because the big thing there is that now confirms that Black Lightning existed, or at least a metahuman. Do they call him Black Lightning when they go to Earth 1? Whatever. That there was at least a metahuman Jefferson Pierce on Earth 1 who did vigilante stuff. I'm assuming they still called him Black Lightning. So are they going to reference that when he comes here? Are they going to say, is someone going to recognize him? My thought is, what I think is going to happen is that Earth 90 Flash might recognize him from maybe on his Earth or something like that, or through his travel. I think that's what's going to happen there. But I'm interested to see if they ever bring up the fact that there was an Earth 1 Black Lightning, or at least an Earth 1 Jefferson Pierce with the powers. So that's for us to wait and find out. But I thought they did a really good episode. Football LP with the €2. I think in the end there will be only Earth 1. Sad. Well, in the promo for this episode, they say we're the only Earth left. So make of that what you will. That doesn't necessarily mean the only Earth left is Earth 1, but maybe there's only one Earth by the end. So keep that in mind when you're watching tonight's episode. Krish Kapoor with the £10. Thank you very much for that. Very generous. What does the cosmic treadmill do? Well, in the comics, it's pretty much like a time travel thing. I don't know necessarily if that treadmill there is the cosmic treadmill, or what it's going to... I'm intrigued by that, because is it meant to be something where they can reverse time, or is it meant to be something that like powers some sort of like device that would stop antimatter destroying that Earth? Because it's in that base that Nash Wells got sucked into. Because if you look on the walls behind, I think it's where like Barry's standing, you can see those 7 symbols of what presumably are the Paragons. Even though that hasn't been revealed yet. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see if it actually is this sort of like cosmic treadmill thing, or if it's something completely different. But I'm intrigued by it, because it seems that Black Lightning's got to like power it up or something like that. I've just skipped through everything. Clearly not PC with the $5, and the message was retracted. I'm guessing you might let me know what that was, because I will answer it. But thank you for the $5. Here, Consal with the $2. Thank you very much for that. How do you think they will bring back Oliver? Well, you got a hint at it today. Not today. Yesterday's episode that his soul was gone. Constantine's not able to do it. Well, we got your old boy, #Lucifer Morningstar coming in, which obviously Canada Graphs had reported ages ago. And then for some reason people just didn't believe it, because the actor said he wasn't in it, but he couldn't say he was in it because of an NDA. And even though you told people that, they still didn't believe you. So Lucifer's in this episode. Yeah, there's your little info. He shares scenes with Constantine, Diggle, and I think Mia. I'm not 100% sure on Mia, because I can't remember if she was there, but she's small, so maybe she was there and you just couldn't see her. So yeah. Jaden with the $2 thank you very much for that. Is the Black Lightning episode hard to follow if I don't watch? It is. It's because it has a lot of stuff from the season. Like, you can just watch the Crisis stuff, which but even the Crisis stuff ties back into what's been happening this season. So if I was you and you don't watch Black Lightning, just watch the end scene where they set up Crisis and everything happens there. That's what I would do there, because otherwise you're going to be confused. You are going to be confused because you're not going to understand it. But I can understand if you watched it live yesterday, because you maybe weren't too sure. But yeah, I wouldn't be doing that. I wouldn't be watching the other episode if you haven't really been watching it. You will be confused. Clearly not PC commented. Here we go. With the $2, thank you very much for that. Who do you think the last 3 Paragons would be? I'd say Black Lightning now. Ryan Choi. I've seen people saying Earth 90 Flash, but I'm not 100% sure of that. Maybe Martian Manhunter. I was surprised he just like went away. Like, I thought he would have been a part of that episode yesterday, but he didn't. Or maybe it could be a surprise one, like someone that's already a legend, maybe. Or not a legend, sorry, a hero in this universe and already a part of the team is like revealed to be the last Paragon, surprisingly. Hopefully it's not someone stupid. You're like, oh, typical. If Mia's a Paragon, I swear to, and like I'm okay with the character now, but she's already forced enough. Like she's already been in this crossover, she's going to be in this crossover more than a lot of the characters that aren't main characters. But like the stars of the show, like Flash, Supergirl, Sarah Lance, and stuff like that. So if she's a Paragon, wow, that'd be like top tier meme, That'd be crazy. We did get a donation through Streamlabs. I saw that earlier on. I think it was from Connor. I saw the email pop. Connor with the $5. Thank you very much for that. Hey, what's up, mate? So do you think we'll see the newspaper play out tonight, where we see Thorn and an army of shadow demons fight against Barry and the others, or will they fight the Anti-Monitor or the Anti-Monitor? I think it's a bit of. I think they might mix it up. I think there's going to be some elements of what the newspaper had there. But I don't know, because in that Harbinger scene, people were saying that they heard Reverse Flash saying like come to me or something like that, or something along those lines. But it could have easily been Pariah. Like it could have been Pariah trying to talk to her and like try and get out of the control of Anti-Monitor or something like that. I don't know. It's hard to tell because they sort of like tried to establish that newspaper that we saw those years before this season doesn't really count anymore, and the Anti-Monitor is the cosmic threat, and it's not this Vanishing and Crisis stuff. So, I'd say no, but I want to be surprised. Surprise me, show. Surprise me, Crisis. But this episode should be crazy. There should be a massive death. I'm not going to say who, but there should be a massive death, and it might be one that people who don't read the comics won't expect. So, yeah, I'm expecting a big death. At least a shocking death to those don't know the story. Carlos, like, what did I say earlier? I said, like, don't be an idiot, or you're just gonna get. I'm not even gonna just time you out. I'm just gonna hide you. Like, what an idiot. Yeah, don't be Carlos, because what an idiot. Anyway, why isn't the Flash a Paragon? I understand, like, people saying, like, why isn't the Flash a Paragon? Why isn't Green Arrow a Paragon? It doesn't need to be like that. Like, I don't think it needs to be anything along those lines. Like, I can understand why people would be annoyed by that. It doesn't really annoy me too much. It's more make it make sense. And I can understand why Kate was the Paragon of Courage, but I wish they'd done it in a different way. But, like, a lot of people are saying, like, why does Sarah... Like, Sarah's, like... I wonder if they called her, like... I think she was the Paragon of Destiny. And I wonder if that's just because she held the Spear of Destiny, which apparently, like, was this big thing in Legends Season 2. So I think that's maybe why she's the Paragon of Destiny. I don't know. How do you think Ryan Choi will tie into Crisis? I don't know, because when we find him, it seems that he has a beard. So I'd like if he's stuck in the microverse. That would be my favorite thing, if he's stuck in the microverse. And they pull him out of that, and that's why he's got a beard. Hey, maybe I'm Ryan Choi. Highly doubt it, because I'm not Asian, but anyway. It'd be cool if he's stuck in the microverse. That'd be a very comic thing to do, and it'd be really... Like, he could have been, like, testing different things and end up getting trapped there. Kate's the Paragon of Courage. Sarah was the Paragon of Destiny, I'm pretty sure. And Kara was the Paragon of Hope. And Superman was the Paragon of Truth, I think. I think those were the four. When does Ryan Choi's in tonight's episode? Ryan Choi's in tonight's episode. Don't know how long into the episode he shows up, but he's in tonight's episode at least. Hypershard 777 with the $2. Thank you very much for that. Do you think that Iris will be pregnant tonight? Probably not. Eric Wallace sort of like said that he doesn't want to do the pregnancy storyline. Like, he didn't. For those that didn't know, the showrunner for The Flash didn't like Nora Allen, like Nora West Allen as a character, like at least being, come from the future and back here, or at least he didn't like the way that they did it. So he didn't want to keep the character around, and he's sort of like been the one to shoot down any Nora returning rumors, or theories or anything like that. I don't think they will, because they're trying to do something with Iris. I don't think they need her to have be pregnant. Like, if a female character can have an actual storyline, don't give them a pregnancy storyline, because it just weighs it down. And also, we've seen on The Flash firsthand, when you have a kid, it's hard to keep them relevant. Look at Joe and Cecile. Like, one of the biggest, like, what the hell moments in the mid-season finale for Flash was Joe and Cecile were doing all this stuff. It was nighttime. Where was their kid? Have they got a zombie baby now, like bloodwork baby, just running around? Like, who was protecting it? Would you trust a babysitter when the town's being run over by infected? No, you'd go get the kid, bring it to Star Labs, and protect it. So there was big issues around that. Mahir Kansal. Oh no, sorry. GZ5X with the $4. Thank you very much for that. Do you think any villains will be a Paragon? It'd be interesting. It'd honestly be interesting to see if Lex Luthor ends up being a Paragon, but I don't think he will be. I'd say no. You right there, bird? I don't know if anyone heard that. I'd say no. Mahir Kansal with the $2. How many episodes are in this crossover? 5. So we've got 3 today. We've got part 3 today. Then we go on a break. Like basically treat it as like a mid-season break. And then we come back with parts 4 and 5 on January 14th. So yeah, we're on a break after this. Nightcard 1981 with the £5. Thank you very much for that. Will Sarah get her powers through Crisis, or will that be something that will happen partway through the Legends season? It could be tied into that, but I think it sounds like from what's being said with Legends, it happens partway through that season. So there must be something that happens there, whether it's a person in general, or sorry, itchy face, a person in general, or some sort of thing like object that gives her powers. I think it's meant to be partway through this season. But it doesn't, like, I think it's meant to be like some sort of like magical thing. I'm not too sure. We got the Shadow Demons, but no Reverse Flash. Why? Well, in the comics, Shadow Demons sort of work for Anti-Monitor. So that would be why they were there. In regards to Reverse, it didn't really make sense that Reverse Flash would lead Shadow Demons unless he was like an acolyte or something of the Anti-Monitor. Like, how does Reverse Flash gain all these Shadow Demons control? So it didn't really make sense if he was the one specifically that was in control of them. But if he was leading them into battle, which we could see tonight, probably not, but you never know, then that could work if he was like working with the Anti-Monitor. How did the ship carrying Jonathan reach a different Earth? It went through a portal, like a wormhole. Pretty much like a breach, you could say. Do you think 2046 Oliver will have any role? I think he will, because it felt a bit random to introduce that. I just felt like, was that just like a fan service moment to come back to that version of Oliver? Or does that mean something? So I'd say yes, that he's going to be coming back. What role? I'd have no idea though. What was this? Was the heat wave in hour 2 from the alternate Earth? If so, will we get the actual Legends? That heat wave was from Earth 74. The Constantine was from Earth 1 though. That was a bit of a confusing one. Like, Constantine just appears. In regards to getting the actual Legends, maybe in the Legends episode they cameo, but I wouldn't be expecting them, to be completely honest. But yeah. Did I get any? Okay, Darth. I was just seeing if I had any smaller super chats that didn't pop up here. Darth Sidious with the £5. Is Kevin Conroy in tonight's episode too? Because then the clip that they released with Barry meeting Bruce Wayne. Okay, so I've seen people say this, and I have a feeling, and this isn't me calling Charlie out, but I think it is Emergency Awesome or Charlie's fault for doing this. He basically made a video calling it a Crisis trailer when it was a fan-made trailer by Ultra Sergeant. Ultra Sergeant wasn't very happy that Charlie did this as well. But in that trailer at the end, there's a clip that Ultra Sergeant made from other stuff where it's Barry coming in. I think it's the scene in Season 3, Episode 1 when he goes to see Reverse Flash when he's in that cage. And it's like Kevin Conroy from something else, but it's merged to make it look like it's Batman from the future. So a lot of people thought that Barry was meeting Bruce because they were led to believe that. That was just a fan edit trailer by Ultra Sergeant. He wasn't very happy that Charlie did that, but yeah, for those confused, that's what happened there. So he's not in any other episodes, from what we know at least, from what we know. GZ5X with the $5. Thank you very much for that. Do you think we will get a fight scene between the Monitor and the Anti-Monitor? We might get a scene with them. Fight scene though, I wouldn't count on it. Don't count on it, but I'd like to see a scene between them, especially because they're both played by LaMonica Garrett. But I wouldn't count on a fight scene though. Yeah. I think, what's the next one? Mahir Kansal, is John coming back? John, I'd assume so. Well, I don't know if they're going to set up that Superman spin-off where he ages rapidly or something like that, like Alexander Luthor or something along those lines from the comics. But he should be in other episodes. I mean, Oh, do you mean John Jones? Because you've spelled John like Jonathan Kent. I think it might mean John Jones. John Jones does come back and he plays a pretty big role. I think they maybe just left him out of last episode because there was a lot of like going different places, so maybe they just didn't feel the need to have him there. But I'm pretty sure he's in tonight's episode. If not, he's definitely in the Legends episode. I know that. Nighttime entertainment with the $5. What happened? What about what happened on Black Lightning episode 9 after part 2 of the crossover? I feel like that should be addressed. Oh, we talked about it earlier. But in regards to that, I won't spoil it just in case people haven't watched Black Lightning. And also a lot of it has to do with just Black Lightning. But I did really enjoy the Crisis intertwines that they did. And the way that it ends now makes Black Lightning the most, or at least the show I'm most curious about following Crisis. Like, how do they deal with the fallout from Crisis? How do they start and everything like that? That intrigues me the most. And if I was you, if you don't watch Black Lightning, maybe try and find like a season 1 and 2 recap. Watch season 3 so you can watch that Crisis episode as well. Even if you watch it like in the mid-season break, in like the next month after this episode airs. And then watch Black Lightning after Crisis, because things are going to change. Hopefully, Black Lightning is in the Legends episode as well. I need to point that out, which is a big episode in regards to Fallout. So that's what I would do. That's what I would suggest, but it's up to you whether you want to invest that time. It's only 8 episodes of this season if you do watch like a recap of the first 2. So yeah. Hopefully I answered that question. Ash Barryon with the $5. Thank you much for that. Let's be glad that Nora is dead. Otherwise, they'd have Barry die and name her as the Flash with the way Guggenheim is writing Crisis. Pretty much. Like, Guggenheim, I think, is a good writer, but when he has creative control, that's when alarm bells are ringing, and he's pretty much the Mia. He's pretty much created Mia. He shoved Felicity down our throats, and that's the thing with Mia. And I think I said this maybe not last live stream, but the other one briefly. It would be interesting to see what this season of Arrow, as well as Crisis, would have been like if Felicity didn't leave the show. Because if Felicity didn't leave the show, Mia wouldn't be back from the future. She wouldn't have come from the future here. They might have still done the future flash forwards or some crap like that, but she wouldn't have come back. The reason that she's back here is to fulfill the lack of Felicity so they can try and keep the Felicity people around, which I don't understand because there's such a small percentage of the viewers. So it's really weird they did that, but Guggenheim's got an obsession with OCs or original characters and wanting to use them, and I don't know if he gets paid more if they appear in other properties. I don't know, because he can put his name down saying, I created this character. It might be a money thing, I'm not too sure, but he's got an obsession with original characters and pretty much shoving them down our throats. Yeah. Why is this not loading? Okay, there we go. For some reason, my chat wasn't loading. GZ5X with the $5. Thank you much for that. Do you think there might be a chance Flash won't vanish? If he does vanish, how do you think Team Flash will bring him back? From the way that Crisis and how they filmed, I have a feeling like nothing in regards to Flash vanishing is going to happen this episode. I want to be surprised, but we know that Barry filmed, or Grant Gustin filmed Arrow, and he filmed Legends. So if he does vanish or die, it's very, very short-lived. So yeah, I'm thinking that's a doubtful thing that's going to happen, unfortunately. So if you're hoping for it to happen, I wouldn't count on it. But maybe it does. Maybe I'm the idiot and we'll get shocked. Wolf with the 2 Zs with the $8. Thank you much for that. Bit of a random amount. What can I watch Batwoman on? Please tell me. I've only been able to watch the first part in Supergirl. I need to watch the episodes. There's sites out there, like if you just type in, like, I think 123 movies is one of them. That's the one I've seen people linking a lot. So just type into Google like 123 movies, and maybe Batwoman after that, and you should be able to watch that episode. That's probably the best way to go about it. I think that is. But yeah, that's my recommendation, I think, in regards to that. It's the only website I can think of. Or you can get a VPN and watch on the CW app. Someone just wrote that there, which is an option. So if you can download a VPN and onto your browser, then you can easily watch on the CW website. And then Super Nimble with the $5. Do you know of any way? Oh, that was you. Oh, okay. No, this is different. I'm an idiot. I have such short-term memory. It's not even funny. Super Nimble, different question, but still around watching the show by different means. Do you know of any, this is with the $5, do you know of any way I could watch tonight's episode live? I usually watch it on the CW app, and that takes forever to pop up in the app. There's a website which I use. I'm sure a lot of people here use it, and I think it's been going very well during Crisis. They must have maybe added more hosts or something, or just added some stability to the CW channel for Crisis. But it's a website. My neck is so stiff, it's not even funny. Anyway, ustvnow.com. So just type in USTV Now into Google, and it should take you to the website. You might have to make an account, but I think you can just watch it for free. I don't think you have to make an account. Or I think you can. It's free anyway when you make the without or with an account. But I think you can watch without an account. So yeah, just type that into Google and you'll be able to watch live. But but in regards to other live things, there's a lot of other stuff that's a bit dodgy. That's probably the best source. That's where I watch. It's actually a legal method as well, which is surprising. But yeah. The Earths that are destroyed, will they come back? No. That sort of like takes away the stakes of everything. But that doesn't mean that everyone that died on them is technically gone. Lantern Core 2814 with the $2. Kill Mia and spin off as Arsenal and the Canaries. Personally, I wouldn't want an Arsenal and the Canaries show. I'd rather just like like a Roy Harper Arsenal show and like something else, like another group of people. I'd prefer just a Canaries show. That'd be cool, like a Birds of Prey sort of thing, but I'm not going to get that. And then Isaac Godinez with the $1. Thank you very much for that. And this is just a reminder I'm going to put out there. If you haven't joined my Discord yet, the link is in the description down below. Some people said it wasn't working yesterday. I think for some people it was working, some people it wasn't. The link's in the description down below, as well as my Twitter and Instagram. There's a live chat in the Discord. So if you're watching the episode live, you can jump in there. It's always popping when the shows are off. Shows are showing, you know what I mean? So you can get in there, have a chat, and get excited when everyone else is watching as well. So yeah, link's in the description. And yeah, that's the best way to put it. I did forget to say, when I was offline, Anne B. Harding became a member. So if Anne is in here, thank you very much, Anne, for becoming a member. So yeah, forgot to mention that when I started the stream. Ash Barryon with the $5 again. I knew Mia was stupid because she's the spawn of Tumblr hell fiction, but Barry agreeing to revive Oliver with her is very stupid on his part. Not really, because I think Barry has always been a bit like, when it's nothing that really involves him, you know what I mean, directly him. He's always a bit rash with these decisions, so it's not too ridiculous. I think the thing is that Sarah was so willing to do it. I think that's the biggest issue. Like, Sarah was so like, oh, okay. Like, she sort of stood off it for a bit and then was like, okay, let's go. Like, Sarah knows the repercussions of it. Like, I guess the fact that no one else outside of Sarah there had dealt with Lazarus Pits before made it a big issue. I guess if you had like Roy, I guess Oliver there, maybe that's the big issue. But I think Sarah maybe should have said something, made a bit more of a stand, if you know what I mean. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not too sure there. I'm not too sure exactly, at least. What do you think of John Constantine? I like him. I think he's funny. Yeah, he's good on Legends. Just because it's not his own show, he can be a bit more loose. So I think it works. Thomas Gonzalez Ledo with the 50 ARS, not too sure what that means. Yeah, I'd rather Barry not die at all. If he is just brought back in 5 minutes, it will be a waste, and maybe other cool stuff gets written out. Yeah, like if they're going to kill him off and then just bring him back like 2 seconds later, what's the point? But you are missing out on like that iconic scene from the comics where he does die. So maybe they tease that, and maybe there's an actual scene where that happens, but he doesn't die. Maybe he manages to survive it or something like that. But yeah. What's Lucifer's role? Well, if you watched it with Oliver in the Lazarus Pit and how Constantine wasn't able to bring him back, his soul back, that's Lucifer's role. How did you feel about the Jonah Hex scene? I thought that's probably the only wasted cameo. I think that's the only cameo they wasted, because I thought he was actually going to have some cool thing to do, but he was literally just came around and was like a pervert and then got knocked out. Like, that was random to me. I thought they would have done something cool with Jonah Hex, but that's probably the wasted cameo. Unless he shows up again, but I don't think he will. Have you tried out Watchmen, Paige? Would love your opinion. Yeah, I'm caught up. I watched the most recent episode the day it came out. Can't wait for the finale. It's done really well. Like, really, really well. I'm interested to see where they go because like apparently the showrunner said it's only one season, but they're definitely almost like setting it up that there's going to be like multiple seasons. So I'm intrigued to see where they go, and I have theories around where they're going to go with it. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I did get a what's this? I'm like, okay, my browser was just like, what do you call it? Glitching out. DC Marvel United with the $2. Cut your hair, Pagey. I will cut my hair and donate it to causes. How about we'll do that? We'll shave my beard off. We'll just go completely bald, hairless on the head. That'd be one look to go for. I will be getting a haircut. I should have shaved before this because it's getting really out of hand. It's getting really bad, actually, now that I think about it. But the next time, or maybe not the next time you see me on a live stream, but before the next crisis, I will have a haircut. Do not worry. Did I get one before? No, okay. Kevon Merrill, hopefully I pronounced that correctly. Do you know anything about the 3 Superman scene, preferably non-spoiler? I have no idea now. I have no idea. Like, I'm still curious as to when this is happening. This whole 3 Superman scene. Did it already happen? Because it's not going to be Tom Welling. I don't think he's coming back at all for any other scene. So you'd have to think it's going to be Brandon Routh Superman, Tyler Hoechlin Superman. Who's the other one? Does Lex Luthor become the Superman from the comics? Does he actually ever get his Superman thing? Or is it something else? So we're going to see, like, is it Val... What's the Earth 23 Superman? Is it Earth 23? Is it just going to be Kal-El? Like the black Superman? The one that sort of like looks like Obama? Is there going to be that version of Superman? There is a rumor. This isn't fact, so it's not a spoiler. But I've heard there could be a Martian Manhunter Superman. Make of that what you will. So it's Martian Manhunter as a Superman. To me, that doesn't really... Like, I don't see the point in that because Martian Manhunter is already very powerful and shares a lot of the similarities. You know what I mean? With Superman anyway. Yeah, Val-Zod's from Earth 2. Val-Zod's the other. There's 2. There's Val-Zod, and then there's just Kal-El, who's the one from Earth 23. But Val-Zod's the Earth 2 one. Yeah. I don't know. If it's a Martian Manhunter Superman, then what the hell? But yeah. Josh Stevens with the $2. Did you like how CW treated Kevin Conroy? I said it before, I think the storyline was very good, and I thought it really showed you like what happens when Batman goes too far. Like what happens when Batman kills and kills and kills and keeps on killing and just becomes a straight up murderer. Like he just doesn't, no tolerance for villains, just straight up kills them. Like a very brutal vigilante, almost like a Punisher type. And it just affects him morally, mentally. It just breaks him. It just pushes him to the point where he kills freaking Clark Kent, Superman, and all these people. The only issue I had with it was the way I don't think they needed Kate to kill him or accidentally kill him. That's probably the only issue. I think maybe they went a bit too far with that. But yeah, I think they did really well with that. I don't really have any complaints with it. What Earth was Black Lightning on? I think it's Earth 73. One of the trailers suggested it's Earth 73, but we'll find out this episode. I'm sure they'll... The thing is that shot is from the Flash episode, but it's important to remember, this episode, a lot of Earths die. Like, it's from the promo released, it sounds like we get down to where Earth 1 is the one Earth that's left in this fight against the Anti-Monitor. So, it should be crazy, this episode. A lot of stuff should go down. So if you found yesterday's episode like almost like filler or just fill in and just some Paragon stuff, then this episode should be like balls to the wall, like, how are you going? This is very crazy. Captain J10 with the $2. Was Kevin Conroy the evil Batman you mentioned? I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to go into that because it's spoilerish. In regards to when it happens, but I have no idea if that was the reference. I have no idea if that was the reference. It might be, but I have no idea if it is. It could be now because we've watched the that bit. Like, who thought Kevin Conroy was going to be this twisted evil Batman? We all thought it was just going to be this older version of Batman, maybe a bit broken, a bit weird. But I don't think any of us were expecting it to be like that. So it could be that, but I have no idea. Josh is a gamer 123 with the £2. Thank you very much for that. Has Crisis been good so far? Because I'm in the UK. I think it's been good. A lot of people have found yesterday's episode was like part two was a bit divisive. I think some people either really liked most of it, but like some people, I think I really enjoyed it. There was only like little bits where I was like, "Oh, okay, I wasn't the biggest fan of that." But some people like really hated like a lot of I saw a decent amount of people that hated the Kevin Conroy stuff. They hated the Kingdom Come Superman stuff. They didn't enjoy the side thing with trying to revive Oliver, which is pretty much all the episode. So some people like just really disliked that episode and hated it. Which I know it comes down to opinion, but for me, I enjoyed all that. And I had like little minor nitpicks with certain things like that, like character decisions. But I think it was just maybe to push the plot along, so you weren't wasting time. But for me, I'm enjoying it. Like I think the big issue with Crisis at the moment, and it has nothing to do with the actual show and what they filmed. There's a couple of things. I think it's people expecting it to be a shot-for-shot remake of the comic, which it was never going to be. They never advertised it as that. They always advertised it as a loose adaptation of the comic. That was always what they said about it. It was always going to be a loose adaptation of the comic and the comic story. They never said it was going to be a shot-for-shot remake. And two, the ads. It sort of gets... It comes back to the show because the crossover is not edited, sorry, to fit ads. It ruins the pacing. The other shows, however, fit that. At least Flash and Arrow, or at least Flash is the show I watch live every single week with the ads, and it fits the ads very well. Crisis, I don't think is fitting the ads very well, and people are getting really annoyed by the pacing of it. So that's probably a complaint there. But yeah, like I think I've seen that's a common complaint there. But for me, I'm liking Crisis. I'm enjoying it. I can't wait to watch this episode because this should be a big brain buster, if you want to call it. But yeah, I can't wait to watch it. Watch the remainder of it. And it's very good. So you should be excited for it, Josh, when you finally get to watch it. Calvin Patel with the $2. Code 8 is getting a short form series on Quibi. I have no idea what Quibi is. I know what Code 8 is. It's Stephen Amell's movie. Short form series, does that mean like they're breaking the show up into episodes? Or does that mean it's getting its own separate series, like based in that universe? You might have to let me know what that means. Daniel Davidson with the 7 ZAR. Not too sure what that means. Thank you very much for that. Plasma _ GGs with the £2. Will Earth 90 Flash take Barry's place in Vanishing? I would say maybe, because I think he only filmed that episode, the Earth 90 Flash. So I'd say yes. But I'm not confident in saying yes. It's Night with the $5. Crisis Clips uploads entire episode scene by scene. Also, could Diggle become Green Lantern in the Arrow episode? Yeah, I've seen there's a lot of channels that literally just upload the entire episode and they'll cut out the ads. Like they pretty much show the like 5-minute scenes and that's it. So if you haven't watched Crisis yet, maybe you live in UK, maybe look up channels that do that. Like a lot of channels do. I see it all the time. In regards to Diggle becoming Green Lantern, I am not going to talk about that because that could be a spoiler. But then that could also be a spoiler by me saying I'm not going to spoil it. So we'll leave it as that. Comic Aussie with the $5. So Black Lightning and Friedland will now be merged on Earth 1. How do the people merge? Will we have 2 Jeffersons or assume he doesn't exist on Earth 1? Well, he got killed on Earth 1. They showed that in the episode. And they'll probably... Oh, no, he didn't know, did he? He got killed on Earth 1. He got killed by Odell. Well, I think it's pretty much... I don't know. I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to make this stream like a spoiler stream. You can assume what you want. But let's just say if things do merge, there's not 2 of each character. Let's just say that. Ash with the $2. Mia better not be a Paragon instead of Barry. If Mia's a Paragon, then that's top meme. That is top meme. 100%. It'd be crazy if that was to happen. And then Daniel Davidson once again with the 14 ZAR. When is the episode airing on CW? It airs in exactly 2 hours and 14 minutes. So get your countdown clock going because that's when it starts. Do you think Solivar will be in Crisis like the comic? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Like they could do something like that if they wanted to. I wouldn't be expecting it though. I wouldn't be expecting it. But maybe. I think if that was going to happen, it would have happened early because in the comic it happens early, doesn't it? At least he's brought in. So I'd say no, but it'd be cool. Mia is a paragon of anger. Mia is just a paragon of, well, early on at least, annoyance, and I want to turn off my TV. Earth 1 gets destroyed and it's new Earth that is created. Well, pretty much. Like, that's what should happen. Tyler Neely with the dollar. Thank you very much for that, Tyler. Why is that not loading down there? I have no idea. Grace said, will Reverse Flash be in Crisis? Also, Candice Patton tweeted that she was going to play another role in Crisis and it got cut. Thoughts on who it could have been? Cisco getting his powers back. In regards to Cisco getting his powers back, yeah, I think the Monitor does that. I wonder if it's for a purpose or just to... I'm guessing it's for a purpose. Maybe to try and save as many Earths as they can, or people from Earths. Maybe Cisco gets Ryan Choi. Maybe that's what happens. In regards to Reverse Flash, I'd like to say yes, because Tom Cavanagh's there, so they could always just whip out the Reverse Flash suit, whack it on him, and say, "Run around. Look, you're Reverse Flash for a scene or two," or something like that. So don't count it out, because the fact that Tom Cavanagh's there should always, give you hope that he'll show up. It's not like you're relying on Matt Letcher to show up and play Reverse Flash. In regards to Candice Patton in another role, I wonder if she... I'm trying to think like what Earths we've been to and what she could have done. Maybe she could have been... Maybe we see another version of Iris in a different Earth. Because didn't Iris... In the comics, I think Iris worked at the Daily Planet before she... worked in Central City, I think. I think I'm right in saying that. I think she did her internship at the Daily Planet, so they could have done something there where maybe she was at the Daily Planet, but then maybe because that Iris was going to go to the Daily Planet, they cut that out. I don't think they would have done Iris as Lois Lane necessarily, but I think they might have done something where she was another Earth's Iris West, maybe, because I think she worked at the Daily Planet in the comics, towards the beginning. It was where she first started off. I think maybe that's what she could have done, but then that's not really another role, is it? Because it's just another version of Iris. So maybe she might have been playing a different character completely. I don't know. Daniel Davidson with the 14 ZAR. This is about $1, and that will be $3.30 for me. Oh, okay. I was wondering. I don't know what ZAR means. Is it? I'm trying to remember countries that would begin with ZAR, not with ZAR, with Z or Z. Zimbabwe, Zambia. Not too sure of any other countries I can think of. Devin Easley with $1 as well. Thank you very much for that. Do you think Lila will do what she said, what she did in the comics? I don't want to spoil it for those who haven't read the comic. I think that's the cliffhanger, or at least it happens in the last 5 minutes of the episode. Maybe not necessarily the cliffhanger, because I think the cliffhanger is going to be... Not going to say, I think the cliffhanger is going to be something else. But I think what you are referring to there happens in the third act. And I think for those that don't read the comics, ZAR is South Africa. Okay, now I understand. Now I get it. Okay. I think that's going to happen in the third act. And if you don't know what happens in the comics, if you don't know, don't look it up. Don't look it up. Watch the episode blind. Watch the episode without looking up what happens to certain characters. Don't look it up. Don't. Try and avoid it as well. And people in the comics don't... People in the comments don't write it either. If you don't know what happens there, don't look it up, because it will surprise you. You'll be like, oh, what the hell? You'll be like, oh, wasn't expecting that to happen this early, but yeah. Yeah, don't look it up. My ass was about to look it up. I don't know why that got... Oh, because it said ass, I guess. How do you think they will go about getting Ollie's soul back? I think it's going to be some weird trippy thing where Oliver's soul is stuck on Lian Yu. We know that from Primer Images. And maybe he doesn't want to come back. That's my thought. I think maybe Oliver's contempt. Not contempt. He's he's happy with how he went necessarily. Or he's happy to be at peace. So maybe he doesn't want to come back to life. Maybe his soul refuses to come back. Or something along those lines. If the tie-in comics are set between part 1 and 2, how is the Ray in it? Well, they could have made it that technically the Ray survived. We didn't see the Ray pixelate and go away. So technically maybe the Ray was able to travel Earths or something like that. Because the Ray is originally from Earth 1, so maybe he has a breach device and he was able to breach away. I have no idea. But then why doesn't he show up and help people here? I have no idea. Who knows? what the hell's going on here? I've just scrolled through something else. We did get Quindolin, hopefully, or Quendolin. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. If I haven't, I'm terrible with names. Unless it's like got 4 letters, I'm terrible with it. And thank you very much for the $5. Greatly appreciated through Super Chat. What do you think was the purpose of the other Oliver besides the Baby John storyline? That's what a lot of people have been like asking themselves. I've seen a couple of people ask. I think some people have asked like yesterday's stream as well. I'm curious as to whether he gets brought in. Like maybe Oliver can't be brought back. So that Oliver that gets like revived and like that zombie Oliver, maybe they can't get his soul back. So maybe the Earth 16, I think it was, Earth 16 Oliver comes over to help Crisis and like gives him a purpose. Because that Oliver over there is like depressed. He's like he's like completely broken. So I think it'd be cool if they brought him over maybe, and you have like an old man Oliver Queen helping fight to save the multiverse. I think that'd be interesting. Other than that, it just feels like it might have just been a fan thing, just to show another version of Oliver that we'd met before, which I don't hate, but I don't necessarily love. Like, I'd like if it had a purpose. Is Psycho Pyro going to be in the crossover? I hope so. Like, hopefully he's with Anti-Monitor. Like, hopefully Anti-Monitor has Psycho Pyro just with him. And that was how he got through to Harbinger. Because that's how it should have been, roughly. So, hopefully he's there. If not, then that's a bit of a disappointment. It makes you think, like, why do they bother bringing him into Elseworlds if you weren't going to bring him back for Crisis? But, anyway. Oh, by the way, this isn't a spoiler because it's public. Hopefully that click wasn't too loud and ruined anyone's eardrums. Stargirl. There's something with Stargirl tonight. So obviously Stargirl is that new show that's coming out in DC Universe and the CW. There's something with Stargirl tonight. Now, what do you call it? It's either going to be her showing up with like a quick cameo, or we're going to get the first proper trailer for Stargirl and they're going to put it on the CW. So it's going to be one of the two. Keep your eyes out for it. If they do a trailer, I'll probably do a video on the trailer tomorrow and maybe some fallout from Crisis that ties into that. But keep your eyes out for Stargirl because apparently that's going to be something revolving around Stargirl's on tonight. So whether it's she's in Crisis or the trailer airs in one of the ad breaks. And it's very smart by DC to probably do that, to put the Stargirl trailer with it, but maybe they might put the trailer out and she's in Crisis. Who knows? Yes, and Cody did put out that, he just put in the chat, and supposedly Barbara Gordon is in the episode. Guggenheim teased that yesterday on Twitter, that Barbara Gordon or Oracle is in this episode because the Huntress from Birds of Prey is in this episode as well. This is the episode she shows up and she has like an action scene. And he teased that like we're going to get more of the Birds of Prey, whether it's all 3, because one of the Birds of Prey, the Dinah Lance that was on Birds of Prey, the TV show, plays Alice in Batwoman, so it's not hard to bring her in. It's extremely easy because she films there and she's already a part of that universe. But Huntress is already in there, we know that, but also Oracle or Barbara Gordon could be there as well, which would be great if you had all 3 there, which would be insane. Hey Paige, will Lucifer be in the Flash episode? Yes, he's in tonight's episode, so do not worry, he is there. How do you become a member? Maybe you just click the little... My dog's snoring. The little join thing down there. There's like a little join emblem. It might be under this stream. If not, you have to go to my channel and you can click it. But it probably should be under this stream. It should be there, like next to the subscribe button or where the subscribe button would be. Is the Flash in tonight's episode? I don't know. Would the Flash be in the Flash? I'm just joking around. Yeah, the Flash is in. I think he has like, this will feel like a Flash episode. Obviously, like Black Lightning's coming in. There's other stuff going on. But like Earth 90 Flash is there, and there's gonna be a lot of Flash stuff going on. Like Killer Frost and Vibe are in the episode as well. So there's a lot of Flash stuff going on. Thank you to Lara for joining the membership. Thank you very much. If you do join the membership, by the way, you do get a bunch of emojis. I actually have the ability to put more emojis now because of the amount of members that have joined, and I appreciate everyone that's joining. But you do get a bunch of emojis, which I would have just posted. Hopefully, by the time you hear me say this, you would have seen it in the chat. Yes, we are exactly 2 hours until Crisis starts. Yeah, Lara, I feel triggered that you just put Oliver Queen there because he is recently RIP'd, but I will put Bebo in there to equate that and make me feel a bit better. Felicity is the answer monitor. It's been confirmed. Well, that's a spoiler. That's a spoiler. Lone Wolf X6 with the $2. Do you think Reverse Flash will show up tonight? Thoughts? I'm not going to say yes, but the fact that Tom Cavanagh's there, you never know. You never know. So, not going to say yes, but also not going to say no, if that makes sense. How do you know Lucifer is in this episode? Because he was seen filming Crisis. Like, he was seen filming scenes with Constantine, Diggle, and maybe Mia, but I don't think she was seen. But she's small, like she's tiny, so maybe that's the reason. Like the other guys were just taller, so she couldn't be seen. Do you think Stephen Amell might appear in future crossovers? If it was like needed, but the thing is, I don't think it will be. I think they're really going to stamp that out, unless it's like time travel. If one of the crossovers has time travel, then yes. Like imagine they did like a big Flashpoint crossover, which I don't think they will. I don't think it's necessary now. But if they did something like that, I guess they could have him show up. Am I streaming the show tonight? No. I'll have a video out after about an hour after the episode ends, but I won't be streaming. They teased Reverse Flash at the end of episode 2. Yeah, people were saying that they heard him, but it easily could have been Pariah. It easily could have been Psycho Pirate as well, and just sounded like Reverse Flash. Because it's important to remember, Tom Cavanagh, when he does like that voice for Pariah as well, it does sound like Reverse Flash. It does sound like Eobard Thawne. So that could have been him, but I wouldn't bank on it. Devin Easley with the $5. Thank you very much. First off, you're awesome, dude. Don't want to spoil it, but if Dig does become Green Lantern, what episode do you think will happen? Well, firstly, thank you for saying I'm awesome. Greatly appreciate it. I love the ego boost, Devin. Or Devin, or I'll say Devin. In regards to Green Lantern, I'd say Arrow. If it's going to happen, I'd say Arrow, because Diggle's an Arrow character, so we'll leave it as that. But if it's going to happen, wink, wink, I would say Arrow. I can't click on anything. Here we go. Thomas with the 50 Argentinian stuff. Mia came back to Bratty mode. We want to see your dog, Pagey. Can you see him? I think you can just see... I think you can see his nose. I think that is his nose. But if I lift up... Oh, that's his tail. Or his hand. There he is. He's asleep. And if you look over there, that's my comic book bookshelf, and you can see that the books are too heavy and they're slowly bending that wood. But yeah, there's the dog. He is #sleeping. So yeah, hopefully is that camera on there, right? Yeah, okay, sweet. Oh, ARS is Argentinian pesos. Okay, or pesos. I get that. Okay, the first comment I've seen when I've scrolled up is a lot of prostitution. So I don't know what the context to that is, but I'm going to ignore it because I don't know where the hell that's going. Anyway, Jesus Christ. I don't know why that's in... Why is that not blocked out, but idiot is a banned word? Anyway, whatever. Cal is slumped. Yeah, I've just woken him up by saying Cal. That's not good. He's not happy now. He's just gave me a dodgy look. Is Ralph in tonight's episode? He is. So it's a Flash episode, so pretty much expect all of Team Flash to be there. I don't know if Joe and Cecile are. I wouldn't expect them, but yeah. What's going to be in the next crossover? I think Guggenheim said that it's big, but it's also small. It's definitely obviously going to be smaller scale than Crisis, but by big, that could literally mean they're taking a storyline from the comics. That's an important thing. When they say big, that can sometimes mean they're just going to adapt something from the comics. And it could be like a big storyline in regards to people like it. So, I don't know what they could do. Because you got to remember, like, Arrow's not going to be there. The Green Arrow and the Canary spin-off is going to be in the future. So, can they even cross over? But you also have the Superman and Lois show. So, Superman will be a normal character that they can use a lot of, and he'll have his own episode. So, you'll have a Superman episode, a Supergirl episode, Batwoman, Flash... Black Lightning. Well, maybe that's what they mean by big. It'll just be a lot of episodes. Because I don't know if Legends is sticking around, but if Legends does stick around, then you have Superman, Supergirl, Batwoman, Flash. But Superman, Supergirl, Batwoman, Flash, Black Lightning, Legends would make it 6. Technically, if they wanted to, they can include a Green Arrow and the Canaries, which makes it 7. I don't think they will. I think that's going to be a very standalone show because it is set in the future. But if Legends does stick around, then you have 6 shows there. So they could do like 1 week where it's 3 episodes, another week where it's 3, or they could do 3, a break, and then 3. So maybe that's what he meant by big. I don't know. It'd have to be a fairly intense storyline to make it 6 episodes. I don't know. Stargirl could be the 7th Paragon. She could be. We don't know. Like, no one saw Ryan Choi filming. And if no one was looking out for Breck Bassinger in Vancouver, then she easily could have flown in and done some scenes. Like, we know that she's not there at the end. But then again, Ryan Choi isn't. That's important too. He's not really... I think he's in the Legends episode, but he's not in, like, the end fight scene, if you want to call it. Like, a lot of random people are in the end fight scene. Candace Knight with the $2. Thank you very much for that. What are the odds that Oliver returns as Spectre? I would say very, very high. I think that's how they're going to, like, leave his character. So I think the chances are extremely high for that. And then Mermaid Main or Mane? I'm just saying Mane because it's a Liverpool player and it's spelled the exact same way. Mermaid Mayan, we'll say, with the $2. Is Kid Flash at the crossover? Where is he these days? I have no idea if he's in what do you call it, the crossover, but well, at least in the past week they were filming Flash. They were filming the Grodd Friend of Me episode, and I've heard not only is Wally back, but also I've heard that Jesse Quick is back. So make of that what you will. I don't know if that's 100% true or not, but I've heard that's what's going on. That episode's going to be really crazy. GZ5X with the $5. How do you think Cisco will get his powers back, and what episode will he? I think it's this episode that's going to air in just under 2 hours from now, and it's going to be the monitor that goes powers, and then he has his powers. And I don't know the purpose. I wonder if the purpose is so he can breach and get people, or if it's for another means that he has the vibe powers again. It'll be interesting. I'm sure they'll explain it. I need to click off here. Sorry for yawning. I will have a drink. I got a donation from Vincente Morales. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly, with the $2. Do you think there will be an interaction with John Constantine and Lucifer dealing with Oliver's soul being restored? Yes. Lucifer's scenes are with Constantine, Diggle, and maybe Mia. I'm not 100% sure if it's Mia, because as I've said a couple of times in the stream, she's small, so she could have been standing around them and no one would have seen her because she's just small. So I'd assume she's in those scenes because she's in other scenes with Constantine and Diggle this episode. So I'd assume she's in those scenes with Lucifer as well. Will they explain Crisis on Titans? No, but I mean, the thing is, people are still trying to deny that Titans exists now in the multiverse, it's a multiverse, so anyone can exist. I mean, Batman 89 and Batman 66 exist. But Guggenheim said that they're a part of the connected multiverse, where in regards to they can connect in the future. Will Crisis change my channel? I don't know what you mean by that. Like, I guess it would, because the shows would... Well, not really, because I'd still do the same shows. But anyway, I'm not sure what you mean by that. You might have to let me know in more depth what you mean by that. How do you watch it? Hashtag page. Do you mean live Crisis? Just type in US TV Now into Google, and you should be able to find a website called US TV Now and watch it there. Do you think that this Reverse Flash and Barry will run back in time to his mother die and recreate the events? I'd say no, but you never know. I'd have no idea if what they're going to do this episode. There's a lot of stuff going down this episode. So if they do it this episode, they're going to be cramming it in, and they'll do very well to make it work. But I'd say no. I'd honestly say no. GZ5X with the $5 again. Thank you very much for that. How do you think Cisco will get his powers? Did that just pop up again? I've already answered that. I answered that exact question, didn't I? Anyway, I'll answer it again because it just popped up as if it was a new super chat. I think he'll get his powers back this episode, and it'll be the monitor going ooh, and then he gets his powers back. I don't know if that's the correct sound effects. That might be me guessing and probably being wrong, but ooh might be the correct sound effect. That's for us to wait and find out though. And then GZ5X once again with the $5. What episode do you think Lucifer will come in? Very similar to the last answer, tonight. He's only in a couple of scenes, but once again he might go ooh and show up and go ooh and then do some ooh stuff, and yeah. So hopefully that answered the question with the weird sound effects. That's the fact, Jack. I actually really enjoy that username with the $2. What are your thoughts on Tom's voice in the trailer? As in Tom Welling? I think it's Barry. It just sounds like Tom Welling. It sounds like Barry when he does his like heroic voice, like ooh. What's with these weird sound effects I'm doing? It just sounds like Barry when he's doing like his deep heroic voice. It does sort of sound like Tom Welling. I can understand that, but why would they bring him back again unless it's a different Earth and he's playing Clark Kent again on that Earth? Because they wrapped him up. They wrapped his story up. That was like the perfect ending. If he comes back after that, you take away from that scene like a ridiculous amount. So I'd actually hate if he came back now after that scene. But hopefully it's not. We'll have to wait and see. CM Punk Beast did put a super chat in. I can't find it. Here we go. Will Kevin Conroy evil Batman become Red Death? That's CM Punk Beast with the $2. I would say no. Mainly because he's older. Like, I think if you're going to see a Red Death, it'll be a younger Bruce Wayne if they ever do that. But it could be like a Batman on that path. It'd be a very similar Batman, I guess you could say. But I don't think it'll be that one. You know what I mean? Hold on, just looking through the chat. Do you think Red Death will be on tonight? I would be shocked if he is. I'd be pleasant surprised, but I don't think he will. What are we? We're an hour and 50 minutes, roughly, away from Crisis Part 3 starting. How do you think they'll bring Wally back into the back half, though? When they said Keenan would be back, I thought they meant for Crisis. I think a lot of people did. I'm curious to see like where he was during Crisis. Like, was he just chilling out and just ignored the red skies or something? I don't know. It'll just be he shows up, I guess. I don't know. But then again, apparently Jesse Quick's in the episode as well. So is that confirming surviving, or is that something to do with the post-Crisis stuff? I have to wait and find out. Will Sonderika, hopefully I pronounced that correctly, with the $2. Why was the Titans cast upset about the cameo? Maybe they were just triggered that they weren't the ones chosen. But essentially, the full story about the Crisis thing, I'll get it up in a second. Let me try and find it quickly. I had it somewhere. Here we go. So they did like a screening, like a fan screening. I think it might have been like part media screening as well for like press and stuff for Crisis on Infinite Earths. I think it was either the night before we saw part 1 or it was on like the night off, but they saw it like an hour earlier. So there was a fan screening with Guggenheim, and under Q&A, he said that they originally planned to shoot multiple scenes with the Titans for Crisis, but specifically the one that they had in the script. Like the one that was scripted was the one in Titans Tower, which is the one I went over, where like they're in Titans Tower, they look out and there's like the red skies and stuff like that. But there was all these different permits that they needed to work in Vancouver, which I don't understand because Titans films in Toronto, which is Canada. Vancouver's in Canada. I don't understand what the difference is there, but apparently there is. But the showrunner for Titans, who is Greg Walker, I think his name is, and Mark Guggenheim did everything they could to try and make it work in not a ridiculous amount of time, but they just couldn't make it happen. So originally the Titans were going to film that scene in Titans Tower. Still, they kept... just knock my mic. They still kept the Earth 9 thing, which I talked about. So the Earth 9 thing is still there. And they still appeared. Because they couldn't film stuff, they used unused footage from Season 1, which was like the original Season 1 finale. So that was the whole Titans thing. And I don't know why the cast are upset about the cameo. Maybe they were told they weren't going to be in it, or maybe they weren't in it. Because the thing is, Crisis is like the thing that people have been looking forward to the most. So maybe they were annoyed they weren't in it. But I think they had to get the likeness. I think you think they would have had to, like, at least you think at least Curran Walters, who plays Jason Todd, and Alan Richardson, I think his name is, who plays Hawk, would have had to say yes to it. You know, like to use their likeness. But I don't know. Did you hear what Mark's Guggenheim said about trying to get Nick Cage to appear? Yeah, well, he approached a lot of movie people, and they said no, and they even filmed stuff for Crisis that we saw, and I talked about on my channel, which they couldn't use because of not being able to legally use it. So like the Michael Keaton newspaper, they filmed that, and they were going to use it, but they couldn't because they couldn't. It was either too expensive or there's some legal issues around it. So there's things that they filmed that they couldn't use. Chris Pruden with the £2. Pagey to me, head of sound effects for Arrow. I would take that job. I think I do some good sound effects, all from the mouth. All from the mouth. No need for technological things or different equipment. It's all verbal. Nick with the $2. Will Lucifer be in today's episode? He will. He will. So I don't know necessarily how far into the episode he comes, but he will be in tonight's episode. And then GZ5X with the $5. Lucifer's universe doesn't really work because it's based on God. Also, when John Constantine went to hell, it was a lot different than Lucifer's. Well, Lucifer will be on a different Earth. He'll be from a different Earth. I won't spoil the number. If you think of the devil, you have your Earth number. That's all I'll say. Renegades, thank you for joining the membership. Greatly appreciated. You join the membership, so you do get all those emojis. I think you might have put some in the chat already. I'll put all the emojis there right now. I will add some more before the next stream at least. I think I can put like 2 or 3 more in there now, but yeah, enjoy your emojis. Did Earth X get destroyed? I'd say yes. I think it was actually the only Earth we saw properly get destroyed. We actually saw like the antimatter hit it. Like the other ones technically we didn't see. GZ5X with the $5. Do you think Lucifer will save Oliver in tonight's episode? I think he'll help save. I think he'll play a major factor. I don't necessarily save because it matters if Oliver wants to do it. I think he'll attempt to at least. I think he'll play a role in it. Or at least maybe giving Constantine the means to do it. Yeah. Just looking through the chat. Okay, I'll just make sure I didn't have any blue super chats that don't pop at the top here and I have to look for it separately. Do you think Jen from Black Lightning will play a role in the fallout of Crisis? Well, technically, did she technically die? That's the big thing, because she was in that different, knock the mic, she was in like that different state. So the others might have gone, but did she? Like, that's the big question around that. Did you say Grodd is in season 6? Yes, episode 13. From what we know, at least, the episode title is called Grodd Friended Me, so that suggests that Grodd is there. Scarlet Lightning 86 with the $2. Reverse Flash did say see you in the next Crisis. He did, but that's just that. They could have changed everything. As I said, if I had to say yes or no to him being in there, I would say yes, because Tom Cavanagh's in Crisis. They can easily just chuck him in the Reverse Flash suit and then boom, he's there. But I'm not going to say yes with any sort of confidence. What's my favorite moment so far? Personally, it's probably the Titans showing up because everyone was calling me a liar. So seeing them show up and then I can be smug and saying, hey, told you I was right. That was pretty fun. And all the people trying to like work it around to say I was still wrong. I was like, take the L. Like, it's always good to take the L straight up. When you fight the L just grows bigger. It ends up becoming like a tattoo on your forehead and you're forever stuck with the L. So always take the L when you're given the L. Don't try and fight it if you deserve the L as well. So always take the L if you deserve the L. Otherwise, big L. Bigger L. Outside of that, I did like the Kingdom Come Superman stuff. But just seeing like the Crisis thing happen with like the Earth's being destroyed and stuff, like it's just very Crisis from the comics. I can't really pick out one moment yet. I have to wait till I watch the whole crossover and then maybe watch the entire thing over again in like one big go, like one big movie or 2 big movies put together. So yeah, I'll have to wait. New promo dropped with Ryan in it. Well, I might watch it afterwards. I'll probably end this stream in a couple of minutes. I think I got a new member. Thank you, Barry Morjani. Thank you for joining the membership. Greatly appreciated. Naruto 0076 with the $2 How do we see Jen from Earth 2 after it died? That was confusing. I was like, didn't Earth 2 get destroyed? But unless it was like some sort of memories thing. Maybe it was like a memories thing. I'm going to assume that's what it was. Because when they cut to those different Earths, did they give a time? Because I don't think they only really... there was a countdown clock when we went back to, Black Lightning's Earth, like the Earth that show's based on. But when we went to the different Earths, did they have like a time and stuff like that? I can't remember if they did. Because if they didn't, then it can just be a flashback. Did you watch Titans and will you make videos about it? I started making videos about this season, but then I just wasn't enjoying it. I'm not going to make videos consistently about something I'm not enjoying. Like there was one week where I had to skip because I wasn't home. So I legitimately couldn't do a Titans video. And then I didn't really enjoy it. I think it was episode 3 or 4 and I just didn't enjoy it. And then I watched the next episode and I was like, I didn't enjoy this one either. So I'm like, I'm not going to consistently do something that I'm not enjoying. So I just dropped it. And I thought, well, if it gets better, I'll do it. And I ended up stopping watching after, I think episode 5. I stopped watching. Yeah. I wish it was, like, it should have been better. Like, the Titans has, like, such a big potential, but I don't know what's going on there, how they don't do it. Didn't the Titans scene say filmed? Like, on the script, it had an X through it, which can mean multiple things. It can mean, one, that it's filmed, but it also can mean that it's, like, different. Like, that scene doesn't necessarily count anymore, and they're doing something else. But at the time, it could have been marked as filmed because they weren't able to do it, but they were always going to put something in, so that scene was done. So it didn't need to be on the script anymore. So technically it was filmed because they weren't able to do anything, but they were able to use certain clips. You know what I mean? So it was ready for crisis. That's what I mean. Like that scene in general, what they were going for. Okay, just making sure that nothing was down there. Will Barry be taken by the Anti-Monitor? Maybe. They could do that if they wanted to. I don't know how much time they're going to have to go about that story, though. That's why the thing is, it's a loose adaptation. So expect maybe some of the big moments to happen. Not every big moment, but some big moments from the comic to happen. But really, just the concept of Crisis on Infinite Earths that the shows are using. So it's a loose adaptation. Just keep that in mind. Why do you think that Batwoman kept the kryptonite? Well, after that scene, it makes sense because it's like she's worried that Kara is going to do something stupid, try and bring back Earth 38, so she might use the kryptonite then. But why she took it in the first place, I don't think makes sense. They have to explain that because Kara never had really put that intention. So they got to sort of like, why would Kate take that initially? Like after that conversation, it makes sense why she would want to use it, but taking it in the first place, I don't think makes much sense. Like Kara had mentioned it early in the episode, like, oh, you could bring back an entire Earth, but she wasn't like hell bent on it to the point where Kate would be concerned or even think that up. The disrespect of Bruce Wayne doesn't make sense. It matters what you think of if you mean that whole scene, then I'd completely disagree with you. I think they did a really good job with that. Anyone that understands what they were trying to go for and actually trying to be creative liked it, I think. But I think the issue with I had with it was the fact that he died. I don't think he had to die. I don't think they had to make Kate accidentally kill him to like prove a point or anything. Kara better be mad at her for that because she was mad at Elena for. Well, yeah, there should be some sort of tension there, but it matters does it happen in the episode or not. Damn, I thought Arrow and Flash stands / fanboys were annoying. Titans like shills or fans, like stands, if you want to call it, they're very annoying. If there's some in the chat, like, no real offense, but like it is annoying because the show wasn't very good this season. How are the 10 episodes on Arrow? I thought that there were only going to be 8, but there are 2 after Crisis. The one after Crisis is the Green Arrow and the Canary show, like spin-off episode, which they're saying is a backdoor pilot, but for me, it's not really a backdoor pilot. It's more just a setup episode because that show's always going to get renewed. It doesn't need to be called a backdoor pilot, but it's going to explain the effects on Crisis and those characters. And then episode 10 is a series finale, which is going to have like a lot of flashbacks and then like an actual memorial sort of thing for Oliver. Remember Doom, they need a contingency plan in... Well, yeah, that's like the Tower of Babel, isn't it, as well, from the comics, where... The Tower of Babel? Is that the comic? The comic run, where like Ra's al Ghul gets all the... like Batman's plans that he had to take down the Justice League. All the members of the Justice League, and he like freezes... Is it Plastic Man or Elongated Man? He like freezes him and makes him like shatter, and then like... does all this different thing, like makes Aquaman like a scared of water, something like that. I think it's Tower of Babel. It's a weird one, but it's like he makes like Aquaman like scared of water, and he can't go in water, and Aquaman needs to be in water like every couple of hours to survive, or something like that. And then I can't remember what's the other one like. I think he traps Wonder Woman in some like weird like dream state, or like trippy dream thing or something, by putting ironically nanites, not courtesy of Ray Palmer, but nanites. I'm pretty sure it was nanites. Entertain House with the $3. Big fan. Do you know what cliffhanger is tonight? I have a feeling what I know what the cliffhanger is tonight, but I'm not going to say it because it's a spoiler from the comics. Captain J10, $2. What made you do these CW videos? What is your origin? I've said this a couple of times, but like I haven't said it for a while. It was like in Q&A videos, people asked me. Essentially, back in the day, I did Smallville videos, pretty much like what I do now, but much more basic. And like sometimes it was just simply re-uploading the promo, and then sometimes it was like the weird sort of trailer breakdown where you'd watch the trailer and pause it, and I'd sort of screen cap while talking, weird stuff like that. But back then, YouTube was like mad strict on certain things with like copyright and stuff like that, and like there was no F's given. Like they just shut your channel down. You'd get 3 copyright strikes in one day, and boom, your channel was gone. Like now, if you get multiple copyright strikes in a day, it just counts as 1. So you could get 10, but it'll count as 1. But back then, you could get like a couple in the space of like a couple of minutes, and boom, you get taken down. And it could be like false copyright strikes as well, just people randomly claiming your video. So that channel got shut down. Then like about 3 or 4 years later, I ended up starting up this one. So that's pretty much the basic story. It's just continuing on doing the Smallville stuff that I was doing, but obviously with Arrow and Flash. Entertain House put another question. Have you read / do you like the Smallville comics? I haven't read the Smallville season 11 comics, I think it is. I haven't read them. Mainly because I don't really read the stuff that's tied to shows. You know what I mean? I know that like people like them, but I don't really read like... So like the Flash and Arrow comics that came out that were like 1.5 and season 2.5 and all that. Never read them, didn't really care for them because sometimes they're taken out of canon. But yeah, I just usually just read the actual comics like that come out that tell news stories. Loosey Goosey, that was a very interesting and random comment to have in the chat. But I am going to end the stream in about 5 minutes, guys. So if you do have any like last major questions you want to put through Super Chat or anything like that, feel free to do it. Also, just I may as well say now, if you haven't joined the Discord yet, the link is in the description. We will have the live chat going in about an hour and a half when the new episode starts. So join the Discord, get used to it, and then join the live chat. And yeah, that's all. That's the best way to go about it. If Matt doesn't surprise us by coming back as Thorn, I'll be mad. He might, but I wouldn't be expecting it. Like, definitely don't be expecting it. Hold on, what was I doing here? Okay, there we go. Hey, Pagey, how was that? How is the Dougal? Do you mean the dog? He is still, I will... Can you see him? Cal. His eyes open then, but he's doesn't want anything to do with me, I think. No. Why am I looking over here? Look over there. Oh, I think I actually got another Streamlabs thing just then, and I ignored it in a very rude way. Let me try and find it. Sharp 44 Mag with the $2. Hey Pagey, awesome fan and love. Hey Pagey, awesome fan and love your videos. It was just announced that Thomas Lennon has been cast as Mr. Mixier's Pedalik in Supergirl season 6. Did they just recast him because he was already cast in season 2? Thomas Lennon, isn't that the guy from like Reno 911? No way. Did he get cast in Supergirl? He's funny. He's a funny dude. You know, I love you, man. Wow. Recurring as well. I like him. He's a good actor. That's a good pickup for Supergirl. That's random. Watch your Discord. The Discord's in the link in the description down there. Just discord.gg and you'll see the random letters after that. So, yeah, go to the description. I can't tell you because it's all these random numbers. That's awesome that he's actually been cast. My thoughts, that's my thoughts. I think he's a very good actor. It's actually a very good pickup for Supergirl. All these questions are Pablo with the $2. Where are your Smallvilles at? Re-upload them. They're on like an old computer and they're deleted from history. You'll never see them again. Yeah, like the channel was completely deleted. Didn't get anything back from it, and the computer was old. This is like years ago when Smallville was still on. Lorenzo Ball with the $2. Is Cisco going to keep his powers after Crisis? That's what I'm curious about. If they let him keep them, because I would say yes, but I'm not confident in saying yes. I know, I'll say yes. And then Dan put a comment in, but I can't read it because it's cut off. Here we go. Dan with the £2. If Anti-Monitor is just released, how is Earth 2 destroyed? You tell me. You tell me. The thing is that you got to remember back for that Arrow episode, not the Arrow, the Flash episode, that Anti-Monitor was always floating around. And it's always detected. So maybe it was just the fact that the Anti-Monitor was able to like control it and send it elsewhere. Maybe that's what will be. I'm guessing we might get that established in this episode as well, because we're going to get like a Pariah backstory, or like how Nash became Pariah in this episode. So we'll probably see that, and they might explain that. Miles McHattie with the $14. Thank you very much for that. Hey Paige, thanks for your videos. I love them. Hashtag RIP Barry. Well, I wouldn't put RIP Barry in the chat just yet, but you never know. But thank you very much for that, Miles. Greatly appreciated. Thank you for supporting the channel. But guys, I'm going to end the stream now. So this is it. We're finally going to have part 3. After this, we have this massive break. Thank you very much to Griff Gardner for joining the membership right at the end. Thank you very much for that. I'll try and stream in the next couple of days so we can have a big post-crisis thing. But tomorrow I'm probably going to upload a video, probably going over whatever happens. So don't expect a live stream tomorrow. Did I miss someone's super chat? I don't think I did. I got everyone. Yeah, so what was I saying? Lost my mind because of that. Yeah, tomorrow probably a video. Probably not going to stream tomorrow. So maybe the next day. So maybe the day after tomorrow, around the same time, I will do a live stream. We're going to have a big crisis breakdown episode and everything like that. So thank you to everyone that joined the stream, had a chat in the stream chat. Thank you to everyone that super chatted. Thank you to everyone that became a new member. And thank you to everyone that joined the new Discord. If you want to still join that Discord, link is in the description. Live chat will be probably starting now. People will be in there now. But obviously in the next hour and a half, it'll get building up and then the actual episode will start. But yeah, until next stream and my next video, I'll catch you later, guys. Yeah, goodbye.